Greetings. My name is Chelsea, and I'll be your navigator as you explore the story of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. In today's Bible story, we enter into a difficult time for three siblings. Mary, Martha, and Lazarus are some of Jesus' closest friends. They have done ministry together, hosted Jesus together, and are faithful in their friendship and love for Jesus. Our story begins with Lazarus becoming very sick. He got worse and worse until he was on his deathbed. Mary and Martha were grieving for their brother because they didn't want to see someone they loved in pain. They sent word to Jesus saying, "Lord, the one whom you love is ill." The message didn't even need to mention Lazarus' name because Jesus would know who they were talking about. That's how close they were. After a few days, Jesus came to see the siblings, but at that point, Lazarus had already died. Jesus wept with the family. Jesus had intense conversations with Mary and Martha about God's love and power in this difficult situation. They wanted to know why, and he reminded them that it wasn't over while still addressing their pain. In the end, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead and told the community to unbind him from his grave clothes so that he could return to his life. As amazing as this story is, it's important for us to dig a little deeper into the relationships that carry this story. These three siblings' relationships with one another and with Jesus shows us two powerful visuals of family. We see friends that become family over time. Jesus loves this family deeply, and the feeling is mutual. Jesus and the siblings talk about their lives and their faith together, even when it is difficult. They don't try to hide their grief from one another. Jesus comes and weeps with the family. He shows his love explicitly. Mary, Martha, and Lazarus are like family to Jesus. The second vision of family we see is the deep bond between the siblings themselves. Mary, Martha, and Lazarus were all different people. They had different gifts and abilities. They even had their own individual relationships with Jesus. When it was time for Lazarus' sisters to show up for him, they did. They called out Jesus for not coming earlier and wanted to know why he would let someone that he loved die. They grieved even beyond the standard 3 days after death that was common for their tradition. Their love for one another was clear. When I was a freshman in high school, my friend's brother was killed in a car accident. It was one of the hardest things I've ever seen anyone go through. Their family is a really big family, and they always welcomed all of the kids in the neighborhood into their home. I felt like I was in the family. When we got the news that his brother had died, all of the neighborhood kids went over to the house to sit with our friend. We learned that showing up is an important part of relationships. We also saw that grief can bring up anger, hurt, and pain, but that it doesn't have to tear a family apart. It can bring a family and a community together. Although my friend's story ended differently than Mary and Martha's, both stories brought people together and showed the importance of family members and loved ones holding on to each other during difficult times. Today's Bible story reminds us that God's love can come to us through many different kinds of family relationships. Now it's your turn. Think about these questions together. Who in your family are you closest to? How does your family work together in different areas of life? Can you envision some ways that your family could do ministry together, like Mary, Martha, and Lazarus? In difficult situations, how do you and your family show up to support one another?